Ever since I was a kid, my father introduced this practice of fasting each and every single Monday, and it was more for spiritual reasons. As Christians, you are required to fast to get closer to God. It benefits you a lot. It helps you get closer with God. Here, get clarity. It teaches you gratitude, humility, and all these other beautiful things that come with fasting. So I would always do it as a kid. And as a kid, I was skinny, right? I was very skinny as a kid. I mean, I used to eat a lot, but then moderately at least. But one thing it never really occurred to me is that I never really done some research on fasting because I've been doing this since 2021. Each and every single Monday, I would fast, right? I would fast, and it's benefiting me spiritually. But then I would always see it as something that I'm being forced to do, and not something that I'm willing to do, right? But the older I'm getting now, the more I'm realizing how important it is to fast as a Christian because it brings you closer to God. You get discipline. You break stronghold. You break this type of because as we live in a world nowadays where people crave for instant gratification. We crave for pleasure a lot. We crave for that dopamine. So what does fasting do? It teaches you to abstain from these things. You abstain from this thing, and you remember your roots. You remember that you are created in God's image, right, and not to be controlled by these pleasures, right. That's what it does in a spiritual aspect. It helps you big time. And more on the physical side now, because since I want to talk on the physical side, is it helps you destroy like any old cell. There's a phase, actually it called autophagy, where you breaking down old cells, right? You're destroying old cells so that you can kind of, I think you have to, you break down old cells to make space for new cells, I think, because I did some research on it actually today, and I'm not really understanding it well enough yet, but basically it's like a repair mode where you break down, you remove damaged cells to regenerate new cells, yes, new healthy ones. So that's what happens on the physical side. It helps you get leaner and it burns fat. A lot of people would ask me questions now on TikTok, on YouTube, how am I so shredded and stuff. I would always tell them I work out and I eat right. It's nothing like that. Sure, it does, those factors does contribute to how lean I am. Genetics too does play a part, but it's more of how, like, sometimes it even occurred to me because I'm always thinking of the things that I do, because fasting, it became subconscious now because I know that every Monday I have to fast. It's how, like, the Muslims, when they fast like on Ramadan, so it's subconscious thing they have to do every single month. For me, that became subconscious that I know each and every single Monday I'm fasting. So it didn't occur to me that that does contribute to my leaner body, right? The reason why I have such a lean body, despite the fact that I don't really do a lot of cardio. I would do cardio like 2 years ago when I was doing boxing, when I was really into boxing a lot. I would do cardio each and every single morning. I wake up 5 o'clock, go jogging, come back, you know. I do road work a lot. But last year, and since I started working a lot at school, a lot of things been happening in my life. So I don't really get time to be waking up early and going to jog no more. So I do less of cardio. So I focus more on just, I mean, I used to do high interval internal HITT, HIIT. Yeah, the workout. What is it? It's high interval training. Yeah, no, high interval intense training. Yeah, high interval intense training. I would do that a lot too back in the days. I don't do it no more because I'm just more focused into lifting weights, right? And that used to help me also be lean. But now, um, me, the way I'm keeping this lean body, the way I'm maintaining it, it's just me fasting. It really benefits me, and also eating right. I avoid eating a lot of fat foods, a lot of takeouts. I always eat what my mom makes all the time. Since I'm still living with my mother, so I don't really, even if I wasn't, I wouldn't really be going out, eating whatever. at work. There's something. It's like a lentil soup they usually make, right? And the staff is allowed to eat it whenever. So I'm always eating it with bread. There's something called Turkish bread. It's like a nice fluffy bread. You should search it up, Turkish bread, and some lentil soup. Turkish people love that. So I'm always eating it, and it's got a lot of protein. Of course, the calories you get from the bread. So it really benefits me big time. You know, in me keeping a leaner body, bro. It's so simple. You don't need no, crazy experiments. It's just you just need to understand the formula, the equation for you to get a leaner body. You have to eat right. You don't have to eat a lot, but eat the correct things, and fast. And fasting will help you be shredded. I promise you guys. To help you be shredded, and not only be leaner and shredded, but then with other benefits that you get from it as well. You, like I said, you get clarity, mental clarity, focus, discipline, humility, gratitude, because you begin to appreciate the little things that you see, because we are not appreciating the things that we have no more. We seem too privileged. There are people who don't have food. There are people who do not have the things that we have, the phones, the internet, the ways, the jobs that we have. So what the fasting do? It teaches you to basically bow down your head and tell God that you appreciate what He's been doing, and you want to get close to Him, because as a Christian or as a human, you have to go back to your Maker and always tell Him how grateful you are for what He has done for your life, right? And fasting is the way to do so. And I'm not saying now when you don't fast, you can't talk to God. You can still talk to God, but then it's way more intense, because what happens is when you fast, right? You basically um abstaining from food, right? Which is obvious, and now your flesh doesn't have anything to feed off of. Now your spiritual is at its peak. When your spiritual is at its peak, you can talk to God even more. You can converse with God even more, um in a manner that's way more focused. You get me? I don't know how to put it into words, but then I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So that's what happens when you fast. That's what happened when you fast, and that was the main idea of this video, to talk about fasting, how it benefited me, and then how I know it's going to benefit a lot of people. A lot of people now struggle with instant gratification, instant gratification, dopamine. They crave for things, but fasting teaches you that you don't need all of these things that you think you need. You don't really need it. Don't really need it. You think you need it because you've programmed your mind into thinking that that's something I need. You don't, right? So it really benefits you guys. It burns with like a lot of tissues. There's even something visceral fat. If let's say you're somewhat like chubby, right? It burns visceral fat. It does a lot, because even sometimes like I would notice that even like I don't eat, because sometimes I don't really eat breakfast a lot. you know I do sometimes. I mean, it's like more, okay, I switch. Let's say like for a certain week I don't eat a lot. Let's say I'm going to work, right? And there's no school, so I just go to work in the morning. Works, I have to be there at work at 9, and I wake up, let's say at 8. I wake up, I don't have time to eat. I have to like, I usually train in the morning when I wake up, do some calisthenics, take a shower, and I get on my bike. I head straight to work. I don't have time to eat, so because it's just something that something my body, I think, it's gotten used to that. So that benefits me. It benefits me now, because I know that, okay, so I'm not fasting in the morning. I'm prolonging, because while I'm sleeping, everybody actually sleeps, you're basically in a fast state, because your body now is breaking down cells, and it's breaking and fueling your body, and a lot of things happening when you sleep, right? So when you wake up and you don't eat again for, like, let's say for 4 to 5 hours, a lot of things happen. A lot of things happen to your body. You actually, like, those the benefit that I said, it occurs, and it repeats itself each and every single time, because now you prolong the fast. You feel hungry, because let's say like I don't eat until, like, say 12 or 1. I feel very hungry, and when I eat now, I'm hungry. you know but then you've given your body time to actually break down cells, remove the old cells for healthier and newer ones, you know. So boys, I encourage you guys to fast, not only for the physical benefits, although I know everyone look lean, shredded, and I know that's what everybody wants, but also, but more importantly, for the spiritual benefit that can be psychologically, like I said, mental clarity, focus, discipline, gratitude, all these beautiful, you know, things that you will acquire from fasting. So I encourage you guys, fast, boys, fast, to get that shredded body, to get that lean body, to be more disciplined. Because discipline is really what matters in the world we're living in right now. Because people, like I said, they're craving way too much on the internet, dopamine, anger. There's too much happening in the world. So the ones who will actually conquer or who will triumph are those who practice self-discipline. So it's important for you to fast. Fast, it can do wonders. It can do wonders. And in order for you to actually see, you need to be willing to. You need to be willing to, boys. And I'm really tired of these questions of how long it took me to get this physique. Bro, if you knew what I did to get here, I'm playing. But then you really did it, like I said, it doesn't really take you long to get the physique like I do. You just gotta train, practice, progressive overload, eat right, and also fast. Do your cardio every once in a while. That will get you shredded. Just avoid a lot of fatty foods, avoid just the basic stuff, but mainly fast. That will help you tremendously. All right. Thank you, boys. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Adios. Okay, after that exciting, euphoric workout, we're gonna have some Masen Putu. The beautiful Masen Putu, bro. You can never go wrong with this. This is my protein powder. This is my steroids. This is whatever, substance people use to get bigger. This is mine right here. So this is a sauce, secret sauce right here. So yeah, to eat some of this. Then I'm gonna read some my The Richest Man in Babylon. I'm almost done with it. I'm almost done. Then we'll sleep, bro. Take a shower, sleep. See you on the next one, boys.